Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues. Today we are taking a look at Batman Arkham City Harley Quinn Series 1 Collection action figure. Thought I would throw that in. So here we are, the third and final figure from Series 1 from Batman Arkham Asylum from DC Direct. DC Direct has been knocking figures out of the ballpark here. I think giving Mattel a run for their money. And I do like, as they're coming up with ways to do the articulation, that you don't see as many on Harley, since she's so tiny here, as a lot of the pins and joints. Her arms do the swivel, but the swivel pin is under her underarm, so you don't see it up at the top. I've said it before in Robin's review, and I think I've said it in Batman's too. I've always thought of my DC Direct figures as more of a statue type figure rather than an action figure. These would be type of figures that I would put on my piano or drum set in my case. Not that you could put them on a drum set, but you know, a mantle of some type on top of your TV, dresser, a real nice curio cabinet. That's where I would put these figures at. And my action figures would go more in my room or on my bookshelves in my own room there. Not knocking the DCUC figures, those are great figures as well, but these figures can have all the articulation they want, but the sculpting is done so well in these figures. Like I said, I think of them more as a statue. So I noticed when I pulled Harley out of package, her arm was in the package backwards. They had her hand right, but the arm bends that way. So they had the arm in backwards. And everyone that I saw at my comic book shop, by the way, a little shout out to Alter Ego Comics. They are the ones that ordered these figures for me. But other ones that I've seen in store shelves and comic book shops, that the figure, all the arms for Harley are in backwards. So I pulled her out of package and I had to remind myself, oh wait, her arm's backwards, because I could see where the pin or the joint was. So make sure when you take your figures out, you don't try and bend the arm, because you will probably snap it off. As you can see, I'm messing with the belt here. It's a sculpted, very rubbery, like Batman and Robin's cape, with this nice little gold chain dangling. Very cool. And once the belt came up, a little bit of dirt there, I could see they have her thong painted right there. So that's a nice little detail that, if the belt's cocked right, you might kind of see it. And she's got a tattoo of a Joker playing card. If the camera will pick that up or not. There it is. You can kind of see it there. And she's also got a tattoo of some roses and thorns and another Joker playing card up here. This is the first Harley Quinn figure that I have picked up, DCUC or DC Direct for that matter. Not her traditional costume, but this is more of a modern version. I do like this costume, and she's kind of depicted this way in the New 52, although she's wearing a little bit less, but the same type of basic outfit. But just a fantastic job on the painting, and as much as it pains me to say, Batman and Harley are the two winners from DC Direct on this round. Robin is still a very good figure, but color scheme wise, he's just a little too bright. I think the Mattel one actually wins out in that case, but that'll be something else. The other thing she comes with, well, first, as always, she comes with the boring, bland accessory, and I see why, they're doing this. It's a lot easier to just print up a whole bunch of these for your DC Direct figures all across the board, rather than having something cool like this, which if you've seen the Batman review, I had him there. These are from my Hush figures. I have a Batman and Son one that is red for Robin and Damian. But I think everybody would like to have gotten just these standard Batman ones, as opposed to the boring plain. But I understand if we're going to spend this much money for detailing on the figures, I would rather them spend the money here and give us the cheap generic one. But still, you could have put the Arkham City A, painted it on there. Could have done something with it at least. But anyway, and then she comes with her bat. The bat is very cool. The same accessory we're going to get with Harley Quinn from the Batman Legacy line. Arkham City, but her hand will not hold it. First of all, this hand is out palm, like she's begging Mr. J for some love. Please, Mr. J. Okay, there we go. Shut up, Rob. So, but the other hand, hopefully we can, it is very, very closed off. The fingers are too close together. I saw J-Train 997 get the bat in there, and I would love to know how the heck he did it, because I have been trying and trying while this camera's been off once I got her out of package, and I'm just afraid I'm going to snap her poor little thumb or rip her hand right out of the figure. And I can't even keep it in the frame trying to get it in. So maybe I'll have to try and warm up the hand with a blow dryer or something. But I think if you're lucky enough to get this bat in, it's going to have to stay in, because I'm afraid once you get it in or out, you're just going to warp the hand. So that's the only bummer with the figure. She's got all the range of motion as Batman and Robin do with the, the hinge in the arm. No turn anywhere. Her whole boot turns. Both her hands turn at the wrist. And her head is on a ball joint like Batman's. And I assume Robin's is on a ball joint as well. But with that hood, it doesn't move very well. The pigtails do not move. I think the Arkham Asylum Harley Quinn's pigtails kind of have a little swivel in them. You can kind of bend them up a little bit if you want to get her head turned around. I'm just kind of afraid they might snap or break off. So be careful moving that around. But a great figure. As much as it pains me to say, I think Batman and Harley beat out Robin from the DC Direct line. I think the Mattel version Mattel Robin is a little bit better painted. He's got that muted tone. And this, don't get me wrong, I still very much like this Robin. Trying to decide which Robin I'm going to have with the Arkham City family is going to be a tough choice. Seeing that there's no Harley to review yet, let's bring out the other Batman Arkham City figures that we have from Mattel and DC Direct. As Robin tries to stand here. And here's this Batman as well. So if we're removing any duplicate figures from here, we're probably definitely going to move out this Batman. A very cool Batman, but that's the only way to get Two-Face here. And some people have little problems with how Two-Face is, but depends. If you want a masked Batman from Arkham City, this is the way to go, but you could slip in the Arkham Asylum one and be just fine. So we'll move him out of the way. And trying to decide which Robin will stay and which one will go. Just looking at the color palette and how things are, if this cape were a little bit longer, I might go with him, but I think this might be the way to go. So we've got a Mattel Batman Legacy Robin, a Mattel Joker that came with Robin, Mattel Two-Face, DC Direct Harley Quinn, and obviously the DC Direct Batman. Like I said, this Robin could very much easily go in here. I'm going to have a DC Direct Arkham City shelf and man, so many figures. A Mattel Batman Legacy shelf Arkham City. So once Nightwing comes into the picture, that's going to be the tough decision to what side he's going to be on. But if you're trying to pick which figures is the best way to go for you, maybe this Mattel version might be the way to go, that you end up getting a Joker. If you have not picked up the Arkham City Sicken Joker that was a Comic-Con exclusive, I know you're going to pay for him quite a bit on eBay. And there's Two-Face as well. So coming in from Mattel, as I'm trying to look at the figures and figure which figures I'm talking about, somebody had also asked while I've got him here, the height difference from the DCUC Batman to Asylum and Arkham City and the Batman All-Star. Almost a complete head higher than this one. So trying to remember everything to get in this last little review here. So we're going to be getting a Catwoman from both lines, and we'll have a Harley Quinn from both lines. And I believe that'll be all of the duplicate figures. So once we get the Mattel version of Harley Quinn, we'll pull the DC Direct back out and kind of see who's got the better figure there. But I think this might be a good representation if you're wanting to just pick the best out of each one of them. I've kind of got to go with Mattel here just on the color scheme. But if you're a purist, you know, could throw this Robin in, and this Robin is a very good figure. I like him a lot, but just as far as the color palette goes, I think this one fits in a little bit better. So I've been repeating myself here just for a few minutes. This wraps up Series 1 as Mr. J is falling for Harley. Get them standing here, hopefully. Move Robin out of the way. So here is Robin, Batman, and Harley Quinn. The end of Series 1, Batman Arkham City DC Direct figures. Hopefully the new camera and everything is working out for everybody, minus the intro logo and music, but I think that's just the way I'm going to go for now. And I've got coming up some other things, maybe some Batman animated series. I've got a couple other requests for some other reviews, so thanks for subscribing, and as they say, tell your friends. So this is Rob for Rob's Rogues, signing off saying we will see you guys next time.